Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is the Academy Review. Joining me, as always, is my good friend and colleague, David Pritt, fresh from his escapades at Old Trafford, accredited now. Big time, aren't you now? Can't even believe it.
I wouldn't go that far.
Hey, part of the firm, in the old press box with Alex Bagley. You were there at Old Trafford last night. Manchester United, emphatic 3-0 winners over Wolverhampton Wanderers to get through to the FA Youth Cup final for the first time in over a decade. I mean, happy days, eh?
Oh, it was brilliant. And 3-0 really flatters Wolves.
Really?
It could have been 4-5-0 half-time. Second half could have been even more. It was just, the performance was unreal. I got a bit giddy on the old Instagram post. I think I said amazing about 8 times in a row.
Oh, do you know what? I love that, though. I love the fact you're excited. You're a fan, obviously, do you know what I mean? And you're enjoying it. And let's face facts, there's not been a lot to enjoy about watching Manchester United this season. So, fair play to you.
I was, like I say, we sat next to Baggers, chatting to him during the game. And I said this, and I was thinking about it last night. It's probably the best game I've seen at Old Trafford all season. That's including the first team. Honestly, it was brilliant.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, can't argue with that, to be honest with you. There's been a few good games at Old Trafford for the first team, but I get where you're coming from. Talk us through the game then. How did it start? Because it was quite an early goal, wasn't it, for United?
Well, no, really. We just on the get-go from the start. I think we had like 4 corners in the first 5 minutes.
Right, okay.
We were just, all over him and playing some amazing stuff. Like the front four are unreal. We've talked about them before. We've obviously McNeil heading it. You've got Garnacho one side. You've got Sam Mather the other side. You've got Isaac Hansen-Aaron just behind him, and they're just attacking great players who are great on the ball. The defenders defend well, and then you got Kobbie Mainoo, who we'll talk about a little bit after, but he was unreal, and we just chance after chance after chance, and then finally got to Hansen-Aaron. He was about the halfway line, played a great ball through to Charlie McNeil, beat the offside trap, took it around the keeper and slid it in. And you know, once he got the ball and went around the keeper, you knew what was going to happen. It's Charlie McNeil at the end of the day.
Come on, goal-scoring machine. Hey, so good. Well, solid start then. Good start. Obviously, a lot of pressure and a goal. How did it kick on from there?
So then we just once again kept going, and it wasn't until maybe 40th minute, probably 40th minute, where Wolves kind of got back into it. They had a good chance, really. They got the ball, chipped it over the keeper and hit the post. And it's a bit of a wake-up call, really. United really should have been on it a bit more. And it was, a good time for it, really, because half-time came and we were just, probably they were a bit worried about it because they were so dominant in the first half. It was ridiculous. And then probably a bit worried about what happened, and it made them settle down, really, a little bit.
So going into the second half, how did the second half get underway?
We weren't as clinical or attacking as much in the first few 10, 15 minutes. But we're still just great on the ball. And one player I'm going to have to pick out before we even start talking about the next few goals, Kobbie Mainoo. We've got a picture of him up here. 16 years old, from Stockport.
SK's finest.
Best player to come out of Stockport.
Nice.
I can't think of it. Yeah.
Well, who else is there that's come out of Stockport? I can't think of anyone. There's Kevin Francis. I know he wasn't from there, though, was he? Just played for him. So yeah, I think you're right. I think he's the best player to ever come out of Stockport. I don't even think there's a debate about that.
Anyway, he's 16 years old and he's unreal. For me, he's just one of these players that's going to be, I don't know, he's definitely be a Premier League player.
Ryan Tunnicliffe levels?
I think even better than him, to be honest. And I'm not saying something.
You can't get better than that, but okay.
The fact that he's 16 means that he probably won't get his chance to be in the first team because of the position he plays till he's maybe 18, 19. So he's still got more to come. And the way he was, he's getting tackled, he's shrugging people off, and he's playing amazing balls. The amount of times he put McNeil or Garnacho through, like I said, we had so many chances, and he was the one putting the ball through. It was ridiculous. And he reminded me in a way of when he used to watch Pogba in the the reserves at the time. It wasn't even under 21s. It was just the reserves. But the strength that he had, other people, and he'd be able to play balls through. But this lad seems to do it at an even younger age, and he's underrated as well. Everyone's talking about, because we have got great players attacking wise and scoring goals. People aren't really talking about him, and I just think that he's going to set the world alight at one point.
What sort of position does he play on? Obviously,
he's deep. He's like what you'd say now is the number 6.
Right. Okay.
But he goes forward with it, and he just picks people out, and he just runs past players, and like I say, he's out muscling them, and he's just pushing them off people and playing amazing balls. I mean, if we finished the chances we had, what we should have finished, he'd probably got 5 assists in the game. Honestly, he put Garnacho and McNeil through multiple times.
And you think potentially he's got the physicality to handle the top level?
Well,
I know he's only young,
exactly.
he's only 16.
It's the fact that he's under 18s, and there was a couple of big lads who played for Wolves, and he's still got 2 years. He could still play for the under 18s for another 2 years, so he's still got time to develop and grow. And obviously, once he gets to that point where I don't start doing the weights with him. I think it's 19. You know, once he puts a bit of muscle on it, he's going to be even stronger because he was pushing people off bigger than him yesterday. It was ridiculous, really.
You mentioned earlier about the fact we've got stars in this team, and one of the stars is Garnacho. Everyone's talking about him. I think he's had a call up to the provisional Argentina squad. I think there's a bit of an argument going on there between Spain and Argentina.
Well, I think they've seen him. He's obviously not played for the first team for United, but they've seen the talent that he is, and they're going, well, quick, we'll get him playing 3 games for us before he's 19, and then he can stick. And so I think they're both a bit of cat and mouse, and there's please come to us.
Yeah.
Like it's like when you see in American football, someone who's good in high school, and the colleges go, well, we'll give you a car and this if you come to our college. I think it's a bit like that.
I mean, I know people might laugh at it now, but I remember it with Adnan Januzaj. There was a debate going on because he was eligible, I think, to play for like 3 or 4 different countries. Even England at one point, I think, was like, oh, maybe he could play for England. I know that he plays for Belgium. But yeah, it feels like there's a bit of tug of war going on. But another good night for him. Yeah,
once again, I've not seen him score. I'm not seeing him live that often because obviously everything going on with Carrington. So I've only seen him in the Youth Cup and the Youth League. But when I've seen him score, he only scores great goals. And once again, gets the ball, cuts inside, back post, curls it round. Really good goal. And he's celebrated cleverly this time. Didn't take his top off. Got a final to be in, hasn't he?
Yeah, you don't want to be getting a booking and missing out on that, imagine. So, yeah, bit of a different celebration, but a goal that we've seen, a similar goal to what we've seen from before, just like you say, capable of pulling out these worldies.
Yeah, and they're great goals. I spoke about it yesterday on the Instagram about what I thought about the time, but yeah, it really was a good goal. And then right at the end, we just sealed it, really. Kobbie Mainoo, amazing ball to Garnacho. Garnacho should score, really. Keeper saves it.
We'll let him off that
one. Comes to Charlie McNeil. Yeah, he just puts, you know what he does. I'm not even going to say what he does because you all know. Just puts it in the back of the net, doesn't he?
That's what Charlie McNeil does. He just scores goals. Obviously, they've got an FA Youth Cup final to look forward to, but I know I ask you this all the time, how ready do you think some of these lads are for first team action? Because the worse the first team are, the more we look
I wouldn't rush them, really, because, listen, when you watched them last night, amazing, and it was really enjoyable. Have they struggled, some of these players moving up to the reserves? They have a little bit. Okay. You know, it's a physicality side of it. You know, these lads are still so young. I'd be patient with them because there is real talent there. I'd wait till they are ready because you don't want to put them in to the first team. And kind of remember when Elanga first made his debut?
Yeah.
I think he drops in a bit of confidence because he didn't have the greatest of games and everyone was slagging him off a little bit. But it took him a while to get back in that first team. You don't want that, and then because some people might fall off and might think, "Oh, well, I'm never going to get in it." Just you got to do it at the right time.
Yeah. So
and there's plenty like the front four are just ridiculous. They should all get a chance at some point. Kobbie Mainoo should. The defense defended so well, and the keeper saw him afterwards last night. By the way, just I met with John and Alex afterwards. He walked past. Obviously, Alex is getting pictures with him all. He's probably the tallest guy I've ever seen.
Really?
He was I was shocked how tall he was.
Yeah. Seriously. But I'd take it as like, obviously, you've seen him in action. He can get down well enough as well.
Yeah, clean sheet as well. So
clean sheet. He obviously knows what he's doing. We don't know who the opponents are going to be yet, do we? Is it Chelsea or Forest?
At Forest. It's on. I think they've just announced it today or last night. The 4th of April. That next semi-final is. So the winner of that will play us, and I'm pretty sure it's at Old Trafford.
Yeah, I think so. I was looking up on the FA's website, and when they'd announced these games, they said like the way it works out is that the winner would be, or the game would be played.
It's changed since COVID. Used to be the semi-final used to be home and away, and the final used to be home and away.
I remember when I went to watch it years ago. Like I think the last time I went to watch it was when we beat Sheffield United when we won it. I think it was the last time. I might
beat Harry Maguire.
Yeah, we beat Harry Maguire. I watched the Old Trafford one. I think I might have gone the season after, tell a lie, but that wasn't the final. But yeah, I remember it, and it was obviously 2 legs.
Yeah, and then during COVID, they did the semi-finals and final at St George's Park within the same week.
Right.
And I think from then on, they've just gone, we'll just do one-off games rather than doing the 2-leg things.
Have you got a preference, Dave, who you'd like to see as the opponent? Do you care, or do you think? Because obviously Chelsea have got the better reputation.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've not really seen. I've not seen either of these teams for a while, so It's hard to say. Chelsea have got the reputation and they have won the Youth Cup like us 5 times in a row. And
if they win it, if Chelsea, I think we've got the record number of wins, haven't we?
I
We're
think-
10. It's 10-9, I think.
No, I think isn't it the same at the moment?
Oh, when I looked at it last night, unless I misread it, it was 10. I think we had one more than them. Whichever way you look at it, it's close. But they've won it a lot more recently than more times recently than we have.
Yeah, the last time we played them in the Youth Cup, they beat us. That was at St George's Park, and the time before that, we beat them. So it's hard to say. And Forest, I don't really know much about them, but they may have the home advantage. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, these lads got nothing to fear, have they?
No. If they play like they did against Wolves, they should beat any team. And it's funny really because they got beat 5-1, on Saturday by City, and I was like, we're going to be in trouble.
Saving ourselves for the big game, aren't we? About that,
I think it must have been.
It
must have been because there's no way any team had beat them 5-1 after the way they played last night.
That's all you want to wear, hey. Don't worry about City. They can have their little victory. Yeah, we're going all the way to the FA Youth Cup final. So it's either going to be Forest or Chelsea. You're going to be there for that one?
Yeah, I've got to be, haven't I?
Got to be, haven't you? This is what you're doing, eh?
Oh, no, even if it didn't, I'd be there.
So, a good night all round. It's not often we say that about Manchester United, is it?
I know. Like I said earlier, best game I've been to at Old Trafford this season.
Yeah.
And I hope the next one I go to with the 18s is even better.
Yeah, who knows? Hopefully it will be. It's been a good week for a lot of the United youngsters. So I was talking the other day on the news about James Garner, obviously through to the FA Cup quarterfinals as well with Nottingham Forest, funnily enough.
Yeah,
he's doing bits smashing it, which is good to see. Now we've got the youngsters going through to the FA Youth Cup final for the first time since 2011. We know what happened there. We know the likes of Tunnicliffe and a few of his teammates lifted the trophy, and hopefully the team can do the same again now. Dave, always a pleasure talking to you. When can people find you?
They can find me on Twitter and Instagram if they want.
They can find you on our Instagram more often than not. I think you do more on our Instagram than I do. You know where to find Dave. You know where to find me. This has been the Academy Review. United through to the FA Youth Cup final. Thanks for watching.